The House Speaker calls last week's industrial action nonsense. That's our top story in our Barbados Today morning news update for Tuesday, January the 23rd. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Speaker of the House of Assembly Michael Carrington has described last week's two-day industrial action by the National Union of Public Workers as nonsense. Speaking at a branch meeting of the St. Michael West Central at the Lawrence T. Gay Memorial School, Carrington said he praised the public servants for not what he suggested was fully supporting the union's call in protesting against government's failure to conclude pay talks by January the 15th.
I wasn't happy because a union initiative did not come off. What I was happy about was that the hundreds of the thousands of civil servants in this country saw the nonsense for what it was and turned up in their numbers and went to work. And there must be content, there must be congratulated for that. That is what he was talking about. You see, you don't need anybody to go about and to inform Barbadians about what is happening in the country. You don't need anybody to go on CNN and say, oh, that is how they do it. We have educated our people. The masses of people in Barbados have been educated as much as myself and Patrick Todd. And they have the means of going on wherever they want to go and check the information for themselves. The same way we can go and look and most of us can go and learn look at the laws and interpret them. I have to say most of us. The same way we can do that, they can do it.
Meanwhile, opposition Barbados Labour Party candidate for St. Michael's Central, Arthur Holder, has warned party faithful to be on the lookout for persons attempting to vote more than once using different identification cards. Addressing a party meeting at the Israel Laval Foundation on Mylor's Hill at the weekend, the attorney at law said he became aware of double voting when he had to defend a client in a case who had issued more than one ID card to a single voter.
Please be careful on the day of voting. There are rumors amiss of persons who will have more than one identification card. And I can tell you about it because I have seen it done before. I have actually represented someone from that office before in relation to the issuing of more than one ID card. So I am speaking from a knowledge of experience. So that you need to scrutinize it. And a desperate people will do desperate things.
In sports, Antigua and Barbuda, Guyana and St. Lucia have been chosen by the International Cricket Council as the venues for this year's ICC Women's World T20 tournament, which will be staged from the 9th to the 24th of November. Host Windies will defend the title when they won with an 8-wicket victory over Australia in Kolkata in 2016. Last month, opposition leader Mia Motley and president of the Barbados Cricket Association, Conde Riley, accused the Frontier Stewart administration of dropping the ball on this country's hosting the final by failing to submit the guarantees to Cricket West Indies as required for selection to host matches. But in a swift response, Minister of Sports Stephen Lashley said the level of financial commitment Barbados was being asked to bear, and that is including absorbing the full cost of the Kensington Oval venue, made it impossible for the country to take forward its bid for the next tournament.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region now. Guyana's President David Granger has underlined the critical importance of an efficient and independent judicial system. He said this would ensure Guyanese have access to fair and swift justice.
It is with this belief, the president stated, that the appointment of judges is needed to ensure that the judicial system has a full capacity to carry out its duty to the nation.
A full complement of judges, magistrates, and legal officers promote judicial efficiency and public confidence in the rule of law. This ceremony this morning witnesses the appointment of an eminent Guyanese.
It is not usual for justices of appeal to be appointed without having the experience as a High Court judge. Justice Bulkan, however, will act in his new capacity for a period of 6 months.
And on the international scene, movers and shakers from the world's business, politics, and culture are gathered in the Swiss resort of Davos for the 48th World Economic Forum. We get the details in this Euronews report.
Davos founder Klaus Schwab welcomed delegates to the annual meeting of movers and shakers in the Swiss resort with an appeal for them to engage not just their brains but their hearts and souls as he addressed the meeting's theme of creating a shared future in a fractured world.
We need collaborative efforts. No nation, no person, no stakeholder group alone can really address the complex global agenda in a constructive way.
Australian actress Kate Blanchett, who received an award for her work with refugees, highlighted the alarming statistics of almost 66 million human beings being forcefully displaced around the world. And she warned of divisive and polarizing language being used for political gain.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper email updates or even like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mixed 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.